What would you do if you discovered you might lose everything you own? That's the gut-wrenching question at the heart of the 2011 financial thriller Margin Call. Set against the backdrop of the late 2000s when Wall Street was teetering on the edge of financial abyss, this film takes us on a heart-pounding journey into the dark underbelly of high finance. Directed by J.C. Shander and released in 2011, the film offers a compelling classroom for those eager to glean essential financial lessons from the crucible of high-stakes finance. Are you ready for a journey through the chilling corridors of Wall Street and explore some of the key financial lessons the cinematic gym has to offer? Welcome to another episode of Fun with Finance. With an ensemble cast that includes Jeremy Irons, Kevin Spacey, Paul Bettany, and Zachary Quinto, the film explores the shocking discoveries and tough decisions made by key players in a prestigious investment bank when they realize their firm is on the brink of financial collapse. The firm depicted in Margin Call resembles Lehman Brothers, a real-life global financial services firm that played a pivotal role in the 2008 financial crisis. While the movie is a fictionalized account, it draws inspiration from real events and institutions. The story occurs throughout a pivotal 24-hour period during the late 2000s financial crisis. Peter Sullivan, a young analyst played by Zachary Quinto, stumbles upon a hidden file left behind by his recently laid-off boss. As he delves into its contents, he uncovers a dire truth. The firm holds a significant portfolio of mortgage-backed securities, or MBS for short. Specifically, those tied to subprime mortgages, which is a fancy word for home loans made to borrowers with poor credit histories or limited income verification. MBS are financial instruments that represent ownership in a pool of mortgage loans. These loans are typically residential mortgages such as home loans. In the early to mid-2000s, the house prices in America soared to unsustainable levels. Many Americans believed that real estate was a safe and lucrative investment. Lenders began offering subprime mortgages to fuel the demand for homeownership. These loans were typically offered to borrowers with poor credit histories, low income, or little documentation of their financial standing. Subprime mortgages often had adjustable interest rates, meaning initial low teaser rates would increase significantly after a few years. Housing prices peaked around 2006 and began to decline. This burst the housing bubble, and homeowners found themselves with properties worth less than the mortgages that they owed. This led to a wave of foreclosures and distressed property sales. When many borrowers began to default on their mortgages, the value of their mortgage-backed securities tied to those loans plummeted, and financial institutions that held these securities faced massive losses. The imaginary firm in Margin Call had leveraged itself significantly, meaning it had borrowed a large amount of money to invest in these mortgage-backed securities. While leverage can amplify profits in good times, it also magnifies losses when asset values decline. As the value of the MBS fell, the firm's losses were amplified due to its leverage. In response to the alarming revelation, an emergency meeting is called, bringing together key figures in the bank, including the ruthless CEO John Tould, portrayed by Jeremy Irons, the experienced risk management executive Sam Rogers, played by Kevin Spacey, and the charismatic trader Will Emerson, portrayed by Paul Bettany. As the characters grapple with the magnitude of the impending crisis, moral and ethical dilemmas come to the forefront. They must decide whether to prioritize their own financial interests or make morally responsible choices that could prevent a catastrophic collapse of the financial system. The film's tense boardroom discussions and high-pressure environment capture the urgency of the situation as the characters wrestle with the consequences of their decisions. In this high-pressure meeting, the unflinching CEO, John Tould, portrayed with chilling brilliance by Jeremy Irons, lays out the grim reality and the potential consequences. Eventually, the firm embarks on a frantic fire sale of its toxic assets to limit their losses. Margin Call presents a complex web of ethical challenges where characters must navigate between their interests, responsibilities to the firm, and the moral implications of their choices. The overarching ethical dilemma in the movie is whether to prioritize personal gain and self-preservation or to act ethically and responsibly in the face of an impending financial crisis. The characters grapple with moral questions, such as whether to lay off numerous colleagues in the wake of the crisis, sacrifice others to protect their own interests, unload the firm's toxic assets onto unsuspecting buyers, and keep the extent of the crisis a secret from their clients, employees, and the broader financial market. Told's monologue in the boardroom scene underscores the ethical dilemma at the heart of the film. He argues that their duty is to the firm's survival and that they must act ruthlessly to protect their interests. This perspective challenges conventional notions of ethics and morality, making the scene all the more unsettling. So, what financial lessons can we learn from Margin Call? The movie isn't just a thrilling cinematic experience, it's a treasure trove of insights that can help us navigate our own financial journeys. We'll unravel 3 lessons in a way that's relatable to everyday life, helping you make smarter personal finance decisions. Lesson 1. Leverage and risk. In Margin Call, the concept of leverage takes center stage. Leverage is like a financial magnifying glass. It can either supercharge your profits or send them crashing like a Jenga tower. In the movie, the firm's significant investments in mortgage-backed securities are heavily leveraged, meaning they've borrowed substantially to fund these investments. When the value of these securities begins to plummet, the leverage magnifies their losses, putting the entire firm at risk. And leverage is not just for Wall Street wizardry, it's also relevant to us everyday folks. Leverage in personal finance isn't just black and white, it comes in shades of gray. There's the kind of leverage that can be a superhero, and then there's the kind that can be a supervillain. Good leverage is like the financial Batman coming to the rescue when used wisely. Think of taking out a mortgage to buy a home, of course, if you can tolerate the monthly payments. You're leveraging your money to purchase an asset that can potentially appreciate over time. Another example is investing in education. You may take on student loans to fund your education. It's a form of leverage because you're borrowing to invest in yourself. Education can increase your earning potential, and over time, the return on that investment can far exceed the cost of the loans. On the other hand, there's the bad leverage, the financial joker that can wreak havoc on your finances if mishandled. An example here is using credit cards to fund a lavish lifestyle. When you rack up high-interest credit card debt for non-essential expenses, you're essentially using bad leverage. Those high interest rates can turn a small debt into a financial nightmare. Another classic example is buying depreciating assets like a fancy car using a hefty car loan. Sure, the car is nice, but it's not an investment. It's a depreciating liability. You're using leverage to buy something that loses value the moment it leaves the lot, and it can drag down your financial well-being. Remember, not all leverage is created equal. It's like wielding a superpower. Use it wisely, and it can help you achieve your financial goals. Misuse it, and it can turn into your arch nemesis. So, before you borrow, consider whether it's good or bad leverage and how it aligns with your financial strategy. For example, if you're considering getting a mortgage for a home purchase, you should ensure that you can comfortably afford the monthly payments, even if interest rates rise. Over-leveraging by borrowing more than you can afford could lead to foreclosure in case of financial setbacks. Lesson 2. Risk management. As the crisis looms in the film, the firm's risk management team springs into action. They evaluate the potential fallout and recognize that the risks are colossal. This is a wake-up call, reminding us of the importance of robust risk management strategies. Imagine your financial life as a circus, and you're the ringmaster. Risk management is like walking that tightrope, balancing your financial goals and guarding against potential financial fiascos. Life is full of uncertainties. Investments can go up and down, unexpected expenses can crop up, and financial storms can brew on the horizon. The question is, how do you keep your financial circus tent from collapsing? One of the first acts in risk management is setting up an emergency fund. This is your safety net, a cash pool that can catch you if you stumble on the tightrope. It covers those unexpected expenses like car repairs or medical bills without sending your financial act into a tailspin. Next up is insurance, the financial equivalent of a safety net beneath your tightrope. It shields you from catastrophic falls. Whether it's health, auto, or home insurance, these policies can be your financial superheroes when disaster strikes. And let's not forget about investments. Diversification is your juggling act. By spreading your investments across different asset classes, you reduce the risk of a financial freefall. Imagine for a moment that you have a crystal ball and you can predict the future of every investment you make. Wouldn't that be fantastic? Unfortunately, in the real world, we don't have crystal balls. We can't predict which stocks will soar, which will plummet, and when financial storms will strike. This is where diversification steps in as your financial superhero. It's like having a financial insurance policy against the unpredictable. Warren Buffett's famous quote, "Diversification is our protection against ignorance," hits the nail on the head. He's essentially saying that diversification is your financial safety net. It's your way of saying, I don't know what's going to happen in the markets, but I'm not putting all my financial chips on a single square. By diversifying, you're spreading the risk. When one investment underperforms, another might shine, helping to balance your overall returns. It's like having multiple safety nets beneath your financial tightrope, ensuring that if one rope snaps, you've got others to rely on. Lesson 3. Decision-making under pressure. Imagine this. You're in a high-pressure situation, the clock is ticking, and the stakes are sky-high. That's the scenario that unfolds in Margin Call as the characters grapple with an impending financial disaster. Emotions can run high during financial crises or significant life events. It's crucial to stay composed and make well-informed decisions. But you know what? We've all been there. Maybe not on the trading floor of a high-stakes investment firm, but in our own lives. Financial decisions under pressure can crop up unexpectedly, whether a sudden job loss, a medical emergency, or a major life event. So what can we learn from the film's characters who face these high-pressure moments head-on? In Margin Call, some characters manage to stay remarkably calm in the face of chaos. They don't let their panic cloud their judgment. When it comes to personal finance, staying level-headed is paramount. It's easy to make rash decisions when you're stressed, but taking a step back, breathing, and assessing your options can make all the difference. Margin Call teaches us that there's room for resilience even in the most dire circumstances. The characters face immense pressure, but they keep moving forward. In your financial journey, there will be challenges, but remember, resilience can be your secret weapon. Keep learning, adapting, and pushing forward. These lessons from Margin Call are relevant to financial professionals and offer valuable insights for ordinary individuals navigating the complexities of personal finance. Understanding these concepts can help us make more informed and ethical financial decisions. As you embark on your financial adventure, remember that these lessons can serve as beacons of wisdom. That's all for today's episode of Fun with Finance. If you found this journey enlightening, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and share this video with your fellow financial adventurers. Until next time, may your financial decisions be as clear as a sunny day.